Hello, this is Jesse with the WaterFixer company. Today I'd like to talk to you about filters. All UV drinking water systems require pre-filtration before the water enters the UV chamber for clarity of the water going into the chamber and also to remove the larger issues, the nasty stuff that the UV cannot penetrate. Now, the CDC recommends a minimum of a 1 micron filter to precede UV filtration. The WaterFixer Model 1000 uses two different types of pre-filters. First, our standard set, which is a 5 micron pleated followed by a 1/2 micron carbon block, which also removes taste and odor issues. And then the second set is a 5 micron sediment filter followed by a 1 micron absolute protection filter. Now, it is proper to note right now that in the high flow filter set, everything's backwards. In the high flow filter set, you will have a 5 micron carbon in front of a 1 micron pleated as the water flow starts at this end and then comes through the chamber. In the standard filter set, you're going to start with a 5 micron pleated followed by a 1/2 micron carbon. That is something that people get confused on, so make sure and take note of that. Now, why high flow filters? Why the two different sets? Well, in a situation where the standard filter set doesn't allow enough water through, let's say your water flow is rather slow or it doesn't have enough pressure to push through these filters, you can get the high flow filter set and it'll allow better water flow. As long as you don't push faster than the 4 gallons a minute that the Model 1000 requires, you can use the high flow filter set, and it's a great set. About 5 to 7% of our customers use this set and love it. Now, in the Model 500, the filters are basically the same minus the pre-filtering. So in the Model 500, you would have a 1/2 micron carbon block as the standard filter, and in the high flow, you would have a 1 micron absolute. No taste and odor protection there, but it's still going to protect you. Just make sure if you have the high flow filter set, you don't want to push the Model 1000 over 4 gallons a minute, because that's all the UV chamber is rated for. And in the Model 500, you don't want to push the water flow over 1.5 gallons a minute, as then the UV wouldn't be treating as well. I'm often asked, how long will the filters last? How long are they going to last on my well, my houseboat, my sailboat, and so on and so forth? It all depends on what type of water you are filtering, the water clarity and the quality. You can get anywhere from 6 months to 6 days worth of filtering. If you're on a lake near the shore and the sediment is kicked up by the washing of the waves, then you're going to get a very short period of time. If you're on a well or pre-filtered catchment system, you might get a lot longer. The pollen, dust that gets into your catchment systems, all those affect how long the filters last. Now, in the high flow filter set, neither one of the filters are washable and reusable. But in the standard set, you can wash and reuse the 5 micron pleated. We'll get to that in a minute, and that might extend your filter life. I always suggest having an extra set of filters on hand just in case something breaks free, you draw in something that you weren't planning on, and so you would have an extra filter set just in case you plug those up. A few final notes before I finish with this video. When do I change the filters? I've been asked a number of times. How do I know when it's time to change the filters out of my system? It's very simple. When you notice the water slow down, the filters aren't going to stop protecting you. they're just going to keep loading up and piling up with all the stuff they're filtering out. So when you notice a significant drop in water pressure and water flow, go ahead and change the filters out. If you notice a minor drop, you can take out and clean your pre-filter. Now about that, cleaning the 5 micron reusable filter in the standard set. Very simple. You want to take and remove that 5 micron filter. You want to hose it off, wash it off, blow it off, what have you. Get any of the gunk that's on it off. Then you want to soak it in a solution of 1 gallon of water mixed with granular dish detergent, like this Cascade detergent here with lemon scent. You want to mix it in there and let it set for an hour so it gets a good soaking. Remove it after an hour, hose it back off, and stick it back in. Most customers are able to reuse these filters 1 to 2 extra times as their pre-filter. And then the last thing, when you're going to be gone for a while, one of the suggestions that we have for the system, especially if you're in warmer areas, when you're going to be gone away from using the water on your boat or at your cabin, that sort of thing, it's best to take the water filters out of the unit. Just go ahead and unscrew the filters, the filter housings, take them out and put them in the sink to air dry. That way it keeps the filters from stagnating and souring inside of the housings when you're away. If you have any questions, feel free to call me at any time, 888-699-6166, or go to our website to our frequently asked questions page at WaterFixerCompany.com. Thank you.